या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. I salute again and again to the goddess who is seated in the form of knowledge among all beings. My frequent greetings and salutations to that goddess. Respected Principal Professor Renu Joshi, Coordinator Dr. Swati Jain, learned faculty members online and in absentia, dear students of SSN Subodh PG Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Jaipur, and everybody present on in this webinar. A very good morning to all of you. In this session, we will discuss and try to understand how to protect the women and girls from cyber violence in the present age of IT. We are in the paradigm shift, and everybody, the cyber has taken over every aspect of life. The every activity is enveloped with cyber. So, in the present age, we are using the internet and computer technology. We all are mostly using all our computer resources like computer, laptop, smartphone, internet, Wi-Fi, hotspot, social media websites. We are there on the social media sites, everybody, bank cards and banking applications, email, all communication is through email, and the information is through the website. So we are all on these mobile applications, games applications, and other entertainment apps. The mobile phone has been replaced by the smartphone. And what is a smartphone? It is a mobile phone which has three things. Basically, it has a touch screen interface. It has the operating system to download and run the various mobile applications, and an internet access to contact with everyone from everywhere or to at anywhere. Cyber violence against girls and women is basically violence which is generated or perpetrated by the culprit using the computer resource. Since we all are on the computer resource and on the internet, so this is just true. And then it is communicated. The violence is communicated to the girl on her mobile or laptop or computer through internet. This is also called gendered cyber violence. Three things: gendered, pertaining to the women or girls, and cyber, related to the or generated by the computer resources, and violence. So in other words, we can also say the gendered violence is a violence against women or girls using computer resource and online media. The best protection from cyber violence is the safe use of computer resource which the girl is using, and the safety precautions and the controls to be taken. But in spite of taking all necessary precautionary measures and security controls, sometimes anyhow, if the girl becomes victim of online cyber violence, she really does not know under what laws it should be dealt with, what should be reported, where to report, whom to report, what actions or precautions are to be taken so that it is not repeated. In such a situation, the girl is in the dilemma and she feels no way. So we will discuss all these three things: how it is generated, what precautions are to be taken, and in spite of all precautions, if something happens, then what to be done. Right. Dear students, due to the fast change in the computer resource technology, there is a paradigm shift, as we have already discussed it, in every domain, including the education system. That is important. So all the education is online. The COVID-19 has further accelerated this shift. Because of this pandemic coronavirus, all the movements has totally stopped, and the physical meetings, inter se of all human beings is restricted. The educational institutions were closed. There is no teaching, learning in the classrooms. All offices are closed and all the industries were shut down. Everyone was afraid of corona and were in isolation. Every activity was touching zero access. It is unpredictable even today. We do not know up till when this will prevail. So in this crisis, to combat the corona impact, cyber came as a rescue umbrella. This cyber is nothing but it's the characteristic of culture of computers. I repeat, it's the characteristic, it's intangible, it's not tangible, it's nothing like device or something or that. This is the characteristic of culture of computer, information technology, virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence and machine learning. All the human activities were done in the domain of virtual reality, mainly with the help of laptop or smartphone, with internet access and mobile and web application. So, the most important change is that it has come in everybody's life is the dependency of day-to-day work in computer or smartphone and internet. These two things are very essential, and the smartphone itself has the internet in the operating system. So, alone smartphone will serve the purpose. The cyber violence against girls and women is relentless. ये निष्ठुर है. Whenever it happens, if somebody is faced with this, so you can see the trauma she is facing. And but one thing important, it is systematic. Though it is relentless, it is systematic. The question is, what the girl should do to protect herself from this cyber violence? This is the direct question. What should I do if I am being attacked with this, or to just to protect myself? What preventive measures are to be taken? So, we will first discuss how this crime is generated. If you see the generation of the crime, it is all systematic. Since it is systematic, so the protection can be done through the analysis of this genesis, the commission of the and the trajectory of the crime. What is the trajectory of the crime? From where to where to where? We see that in the first phase, it starts with the creating offensive, threatening, harmful, provoking messages, photos, videos, animation or posts or any other content by the offender for the purpose of, what is the purpose of the offender? He wants to create physiological, psychological, physical, sexual or economic harm to the victim. Then after that, the offender sends these threatening messages. First he prepares the messages and then he sends the threatening messages or photos, etc. via internet connected to the communication device of the victim. So, if the device is not connected with the internet, then no message will come to it, and automatically there is no cyber violence at least. Third is, when the victim girl receives these messages, it may cause severe emotional distress or fear of harassment, blackmailing. That may cause the fear of harassment, may cause the fear of blackmailing, abuse or outing or doxing or frapping or trolling, fake news, framing, trickery, grooming, obscene photos, videos, defamation contents or pornography, bullying or stalking or any other such messages to cause or threaten violence targeted against a woman or girl victim. So, that is the purpose and that is how it happens. In this process of exploiting the personal, physical, physiological, psychological circumstances or vulnerabilities, so he wants to exploit the vulnerabilities and the circumstances of the victim, targeted victim, and the criminal requires to have the access to his personal physical circumstances or vulnerabilities. Until unless he is able to get those, he won't do any harm to the victim. So, the criminal gets these vulnerable and personal information from where? He gets from the social media platforms where the victim girl has registered herself and posted all her personal information there. The mistake at this point made by the girl is using the internet or Wi-Fi or hotspot or a smartphone. She is fascinated and is very liberal in registering on various social networking sites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, like such. Daily there is a new social media platform. So she is fascinated. So without see at the time of registration the social media networking sites, she never confirms this what type of social media it is. This is the new social media, she is fascinated. And at the time of registration the social media, when user girl installs the social networking sites, the service provider asks for the permission of the girl. And what permission? To access her personal information like calendar, camera, contacts, location, microphone, phone, SMS, storage and body sensors, etc. The user girl again at this point makes a mistake and she agrees to give all the permissions. When she gives all the permissions, what it means? She allows the culprit to access all her personal information posted on the social media. That is the second mistake. Now after that, this is systematic. So third mistake, the user girl does it that after registering on the social media, she posts all her personal information on such platform without applying her mind whether personal information are subject to vulnerability or not. She doesn't apply her mind, simply she puts on all that. Then again the fourth mistake she does is that when she receives the friend's request, she is very liberal in making everybody a friend, a virtual friend, from whom she receives the friend's request. Again, the mistake committed is when resetting the privacy settings. So fifth is the resetting of privacy settings. So in privacy settings, she is non-restrictive and allows all her friends and everybody on the internet to see all her contents, photos, posts, videos, etc. Similarly, she allows everybody to take himself with her. Everybody can take with her, write on her social media wall, contact her through messenger, etc. So the personal data which the victim girl has posted on the social media site is accessible to everybody, including the culprit. Thus the criminal collects all the personal information through unauthorized access to the insecure social media networking account of the user girl through her internet. Now we summarize, we see that the cyber violence against girls has a systematic pattern. What pattern? First step, the culprit exploits the security vulnerability of the computer or the smartphone of the victim girl and gets unauthorized access to the computer or smartphone. That is the first step. Second step, the culprit exploits the security vulnerabilities in the internet of the victim girl and gains access into the internet of the victim. First he gets access into the smartphone, then he gets access into the internet. And third step, after getting access into the internet of the victim, the culprit accesses the social media networking sites of the victim girl and thereby gets unauthorized access into the personal information available on the social media platform of the victim. Now the last fourth step, the culprit collects the personal information of the victim from her social media sites and exploits them and sends these harmful, threatening, blackmailing messages or contents which results in or likely to result in the psychological, physical, sexual, economic, anything of any harm or suffering of the victim. Thus, the protection from the cyber violence requires that the user girl should protect her computer or laptop or smartphone first, which one she is using, the internet and the social media platform. And in addition to this, the girl should be very particular in registering on her social media, giving permission on mobile apps, privacy setting of the social media application and posting her personal information or circumstances under social media on which she is registered herself. They are very important. Now we discuss what is the, how can we save our smartphone? What is the safe mode of smartphone? Since everybody is using the smartphone, all the students using smartphone, all the faculty members, everybody is using the smartphone these days, and this has accelerated after this COVID-19. So first thing is, always keep your mobile or smartphone device in your custody. Never leave it. And as all the mail services, why it is so important? Because all the mail services, the networking sites, the banking applications, the online shopping websites, they give two-way authentications, all notifications for account and application security, password recovery, one-time password, OTP, browser notification. The notification in case of unauthorized access are received in the mobile. So if the mobile is lost, then we are not able to see the OTPs and somebody else responds it and does harm to you. So the very first thing is, that is the physical. Keep your mobile or internet or your smartphone in your personal custody. Second is, always keep the device locking system enabled. Don't leave it without that. Keep it always enable. You enable it with the locking system and change the default settings of the service provider. Service provider gives you the default settings at the time of purchase. So please change the default settings of the service provider. Enable screen logging system like PIN, pattern, fingerprint, sensor, face sensor, skin log. Always enable that. Then install apps from trusted and authentic sources only. This is very important. Now what are the trusted and authentic sources? Android with Play Store, Apple iOS with App Store, and Windows Phone with Microsoft Store are the authentic mobile operating system in your smartphone, whichever you are using. Then disable unknown source and developer mode. There is a developer mode. Always disable the unknown source and the, because untrusted and unknown source may install malicious application in your mobile, and that way your mobile may be hacked. Then sixth is, control your mobile application permissions, read carefully and verify before accepting the application permissions. Don't give permission in a casual way. For it, you go to app permission and reset it. Go to the app permission, reset it. To review the permission on your mobile, follow the instructions which are given under the permission on or off for features, calendar, camera, contacts, locations, microphone, phone, SMS, storage and body sensors. They are very important. Then beware from the fake application, from the trusted source, especially for net banking applications, then payment gateway and social media platform. You should be very particular in that. Always confirm the name of the mobile application from the official website of the source before installation, because there are fake websites also. So don't be get astray. You have to confirm it, the mobile application, from the official website of the source before installation. Also see the number of downloads, user reviews. So from that you may confirm whether it is a true website or a fake website. Do not install mobile applications hot listed by the Government of India. Government of India has hot listed some 70, 80 mobile applications like Weibo, WeChat, ShareIt, Truecaller. I think everybody is using Truecaller, but it has been banned. It has been hot listed by the Government of India. UC News, UC Browser, etc. You can see on the website the list of hot-listed applications. Always use a licensed operating system and a licensed antivirus program. Never use free and cracked or pirated antivirus software, because all the hackers, that is the boon for the hackers. If you are using the untrusted or the cracked website, or then install anti-theft and phone finder app in your mobile. Suppose it is lost and it has been installed the theft finding, then you can get your mobile. Record the IEMI. It is known to everybody, the IEMI, the International Mobile Equipment Identity Number with you, so that in case of loss of theft, it may be traced out. It is printed on the bill also where you purchase. It is also marked on the phone just below the battery, and you can know it by pressing *#06#. If you dial that, then your IMEI number is there on that. Now, second thing important, first is your mobile phone, your smartphone, and second important is social media, because everybody is in the social media. Before registering the social media website, a user must know the characteristic of social media, legal age to register on the social media, and required permission to access the application from service provider. You must see on the website of that. Normally, the minimum age required is 13 years. In all the 13 years minimum is in all the social websites, but in some social media the minimum age is above 13 years. That is like WhatsApp, the required age is 16 years. For YouTube it is 18 years. For LinkedIn it is 14 years. For WeChat it is 18 years. For Tinder again it is 18 years. So if you see the Facebook, so what are the characteristics of Facebook? Likes, shares, chats, posts, text, images, videos, locations, etc. they are shared. The age is 13 years and it requires the camera, contact, location, these type of permissions this requires. Then WhatsApp requires the age 16 years. Then it gives the instant messaging platform used for calling, chat, then share, image, audio, location, etc. etc. Age is 16 years. Then it requires the contact, the camera, contacts, location, storage, microphone. These are the permissions required by this. And similarly YouTube, this is the age is 18 years. The Twitter, the age is 13 years. Twitter. Then Instagram is based on the sharing of photos and videos. One should be very scary and to do that. And the age is 13 and it requires the camera, location, storage, all that. Then the LinkedIn, social networking sites for professionals, this is for professionals. Pinterest, WeChat, it is the age is 18 years and this has been hot listed by the government of India. Then the Tumblr, the age is 13 years. Rediff, the age is 13 years again. The Snapchat, the age is 13 years. Skype, age is 13 years. Then Viber, the age is 13 years. Then the Tinder, most vulnerable for the girls. You might have heard the case of one poor girl 2 years ago, or I think 1.5. She was a very brilliant student and she registered her on the Tinder and she had to face the charges of murder, extortion. I think she is still in the jail. So be very careful and you review Once you review all your privacy settings in social network websites, edit these settings for your safety. And what to edit? Who can see your stuff? You have to decide who can see your stuff, who can contact you. What I do if someone bothering me, then who can look at me, who can look me up. Now how can you send friends request? Who can send friends request? You have to review all posts and tweets on your timeline. Timeline and tagging options. Your password. Mobile browser notifications. Trusted contacts. In case of emergency, whom to trust, so the trusted contacts. Then search engine presence. Whether somebody can see you or if she searches on the, she comes on the search engine. So you are noticed or not. Then report option. Last is the report option. Be respectful. This is very important. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. It's the most important. Be respectful on the social network site. It is not a playground. It is a public place. Everybody sees your behavior. So be very, very respectful. Protect your reputation on social network. What you post online stays online. Think twice before posting status, pictures. You would not want your parents, friends or the employers, they should see that. Keep personal information personal. This is again very important because all the vulnerabilities are from the personal information which the hacker is taking. Be cautious about how much personal information you provide on social networking sites. Your home address, mobile number, friends information should also be private. Use cautions when you click links on posts, chats, messages which are looking malicious and fake, then avoid them. If you see some suspicion that this is not fair, so avoid it. Beware from strangers and fake identities. Again important thing. Don't accept their friendship requests if they are unknown to you. Don't believe on rumors. Don't believe everything you read online. That is again important. Then beware from third party applications like games, predictions. What would you look like after 20 years? What were you looking like before 20 years, before 10 years? No, don't go on that. Be careful when you access your social networking accounts at public computers. Don't give a username and password to previously opened page. Check the URL first and then give login credentials. To find official pages, celebrity, politicians, brands, check blue check. You should check the blue check mark on their pages. Sometimes criminals make a fake page or ID of the renowned people and get connected with unaware people through chat and messages. Be honest if you are uncomfortable. Be a friend, post something about you that makes you uncomfortable. If a friend posts you something which makes you uncomfortable, or you think it is inappropriate on social networking site, let them know. Likewise, you open-minded. If a friend approaches you because something you have posted makes him or her uncomfortable, people have different tolerance level on their personal identity. So please be aware of that. Don't violate your institution or company or employer social networking policies. Every organization has its own social network policies. So don't violate that. Forget the popularity contest. For example, most friends, highest number of friends, highest number of likes, most share, etc. It's not a game. is your own identity safety. In spite of all security precautions and protocols adopted, if anyhow you are attacked by cyber violence or happen to be a victim of cyber violence, then what do you do? And what is the very first step is report your grievances to the service provider on the reporting option. There is a reporting option in every applications. So go to the reporting option to stop the circulation, because first of all you want to stop the circulation of the news or the fake news or any of the cyber violence which has been circulated on the network. So first of all you approach the service provider reporting option to stop the circulation of the violence message and also to stop further access of the culprit in your computer resource and your mobile applications. In banking transactions, you should report to the reporting section of the website or the applications of service provider, maybe the service provider bank or wallet or UPI, and make a request to stop for the further transactions. You should also report on the toll-free number on the concerned service provider bank also. Simultaneously, you should report to the police station. Sometimes people ask me, should we report the police first or should we report the service provider? My submission is you should report to the service provider first, because he is technically competent to stop the circulation or stop the further payment. If you approach the police, that is also there, but police will also request the service provider. So you report the service provider. If you find any difficulty, tell the police also, and in that case first you report to the service provider, but don't forget to report to the police. Simultaneously, the legal requirement is you have to report to the police and police of the concerned police station. Some people have the confusion, should we go to the cyber police station? Need not to go in these days. You report to your own police station and the of your area concern. You can report it by mail or through a written document. If you say by the telephone, sometimes it is not reported. So there are two options. You can report on the mail or report physically there on the document. How can we get the contact numbers of senior police officer? That is again a difficult. So dear students, the email ID of all police stations as well as the senior officer is available on the police department website. You go to the police department website, you will get the email ID of all police stations, all their supervisory officers. Suppose in Jaipur city, you will get the email address of all the ACPs, the police station, all the ACPs, all the DCPs, all the additional DCPs, and all the CP, all means one CP there. So the mail ID of CP, mail ID of DGP. So the mail IDs of all the police officers are available on the website of the police. Then one thing more, you can also report on the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. The one more option is there. So there are three options. You should report to the service provider, then to the police station of the area concerned, then reminder to the senior officers. Then simultaneously you can also report on the National Cybercrime Reporting Protocol, that is www.cybercrime.gov.in. That is www.cybercrime.gov.in, and the toll free number. I will forward this to ma'am on the email, or the toll free number you can also note. This is 155260. 155260. One thing very important, whenever the girl becomes the victim of cyber crime, or cyber violence. She is normally afraid of telling the parents, and that is the biggest mistake she is committing. So, dear students, always inform your parents. Just after reporting the social media reporting section, you simultaneously report to the parents, your guardian, or if it is in a school, you may report to your teachers, faculty members, in case of any cyber crime related issue. So, this is all about the how it happens, the cyber violence happens, how the girl become the victim of that, what precautions are to be taken, and in spite of all precautions. And I think the time is over. There are the cyber crime cases, what type of cyber crimes are committed. I have a long list. Next time we will discuss it. One thing more important, whenever you are using this, any of the computer resource, please, you should know the safe use of using that. You can go to some website in this, it is available on the internet also, but on the internet everything is not correct, let me tell you. So, you should apply your mind and take the points what to be done if you are using the smartphone, because smartphone has the internet access. So, if you don't adopt the cyber security measures or the protocols or the controls, then you may lead to the you may be victim of cyber crime inadvertently. So, please take care. Thank you very much.